Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Dave's Shop and Morning Coffee Talk Live with Dave, and I'm Dave. So today is the big day. It's Thursday. Just waiting for everybody to kind of gather and grab their coffee. Mm-hmm. There we go. Hey, Kim, good morning. How you doing? I talked to Russell last night. We were visiting. Seems like maybe his ankle's starting to feel a little better, I hope, even though it's still swollen. Lots of exciting stuff going on. So, just giving everybody a minute. Hey, good morning, Kelly. Hey, how you doing this morning? It is 6:02. It's Thursday, February the 12th. Now, there's only 2 days till Valentine's Day, and y'all will be proud of me. I have all of my Valentine's Day cards done, written, the whole gamut. But I do have a question for everybody. What is it? Hang on a second here. Kim, is sound check? Is that good? Everybody can hear me real okay? Yeah. Give me a thumbs up if that's all right. Pam, good morning. Amy, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hey, if it's your first time here, make sure you let me know where you're from and how cold or hot is it there. It's about 50 degrees here in Central Texas this morning. Aiden, how you doing? This is kind of an exciting day. We have I know y'all like, that's just a container. Well, this container has everybody who put their name in the hat for this Benchmade pocket knife that's going to be given away today, sometime during the live here in a little bit. John Alexander joined, Jeremy joined, Grass Soccer joined, Alejandro joined. Good morning, everybody. Chris, 308 Carolina. Woo, 36 in Central South Carolina. That's pretty cold. Yeah, it's cold enough that you need a jacket. The answer to your question on that email, yes, internet is okay out here. Oh, that's crazy. Hey, Kelly, is it okay for me to talk about your hometown for a second? What I found on the internet anyway. Danny Couture 661, thank you for joining. Jake, good morning. Zach, I don't want to leave anybody out. Don't just drive by, roll down the window. You're going to get to see us give away that Benchmade pocket knife today. And I have other things. I'm just waiting for everybody to kind of, I'm watching, and it's only 5 after 6. So giving everybody time to, grab their coffee and join the live. Larry Barber joined. Hey, Larry, how's it going? So like, if you're new here on TikTok, make sure you like, share, and follow, because I do the same thing at the end, providing you're not a bot. If you want to join the fan club, send me one of the little heart me things. And then, if you just feel like you're getting bored and need something to do with your hands, just tap on the screen and send me all those hearts. That always helps the live. It helps get it pushed out, so more people get the opportunity to join if they want to. Beto, good morning. There you go. Thank you. Hey, Chris P., is this your first time here? Thank you for joining us this early morning. I appreciate it. A Wildcat beer. What are we up to this morning? Well, we're going to do a little giveaway this morning. And I'm going to show you a couple of products. Well, one, Dave, you mind if I ask a question? No, go ahead. Idaho Gabe wants to ask a question over here on TikTok. So let's let him go ahead, Gabe. I guess I can call you Gabe. Go ahead and ask your question. Well, Chris, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Anybody that's up this this early in the morning, WW Construction, W&W Construction joined us. Hey, how you doing? What do you do about debt? I'm X amount in the hole with different credit people. Should I declare bankruptcy or keep fighting? Okay. So just to let you know, I'm not an accountant. I'm not an expert. I can only give you advice based off of my life experience. But I know what it feels like to be in debt and wondering how you're going to pay the bills. I can remember when my wife and I were first married and young and weren't making very much money. Hey, Chris, how you doing? And, I don't know. I think at one point I was bringing home about $450 a month and our rent was $200. So, it's tough. And depending on how many credit cards you have, what you can attempt to do. And this is I learned that credit card debt is tough and it takes a while to get out of, but you want to pick the lowest credit card you have and concentrate as much monthly as you can pay on that credit card and back everything else down to the bare minimum until you pay that credit card off. And then if you're paying $100 a month to pay that credit card off and you get it paid off, then you take that 100 plus what you were already paying on the next credit card, put that together, and you pay it on that one until you pay that off. And I'm here to tell you that paying off credit cards, because the interest rates are just crazy. It's like extortion, the way I look at it. Mason, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And I look at it as extortion. I joined your fan club for 1 month. Yay. Thank you. I just don't understand why they allow those kind of interest rates. Now, on the other hand, people have to learn to be responsible and it's just so easy to get yourself in credit card debt. And if you think the credit card companies don't understand that, that behavior can get you there, without knowing the exact numbers, though, I would tell you, Idaho, don't give up the fight. Maybe, I don't know. You may be working 2 or 3 jobs already. I'm not sure exactly what your situation is. But there's lots of different ways you can go, but that's one of the ways. And maybe you're working someplace where you're contributing to your 401k. You'd be better off to stop that temporarily and take the money that you're putting in there and pay off your credit card debt, because there's no 401k that's going to pay you 29% return on your money, guaranteed. And every time, look at it like that. Every time you pay a credit card off, you were probably getting charged 29 to 30% interest. You tell me what investment returns that kind of interest for you. There is none. Consistently, guaranteed. You pay a credit card off, you've saved yourself 30%. You get yourself out of credit card debt, and then, okay, good. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, so, keep the fight up. If you have to get a part-time job, get a part-time job, but without knowing the entire situation, that's probably a good way to approach it. Of course, you have to think about, and I know a lot of people don't think about this, but yeah, it's called loan sharking, Chris. That's right. No more going out to eat if you're doing that. Eat at home. Go through, and if you have any apps or streaming or anything like that that are automatically drafted out of your bank account every month, consider cutting all of those. You really, it's you have to be self-motivated to get that done, and it could take a year, two. I don't know how much debt you have, but yeah. And it's and that's really the way you're going to have to do it and get out. Filing bankruptcy will ruin your credit for a very long time, and unfortunately, in the United States, credit is everything. You pay more for car insurance, you pay more for everything if you have bad credit. And so having good credit's really good. And then, this is the lesson that I learned. I still use a credit card, but I pay the full balance at the end of every month, and it's a cash back. So once a year, I'll cash back $500, $600, $700, $800, and that money goes directly into a savings account. And I've been doing that for quite a few years now. So there's my 2 cents worth on getting out of credit card debt. Good luck. I hope that you're successful at that. But the easy way out is filing bankruptcy. However, people don't realize the long-term effect that has on your credit. And it will stay in your credit report for a very, very long time. Dave, the building is 130 years. Okay, so I wanted to tell y'all real quick. So yesterday, Kelly Rosenthal over here on YouTube had told me that she lived in a really small town. And she told me where it was and said, hey, go check it out. And she may have told me that a few days ago, but she mentioned it again yesterday. And so after the live was over, I went and checked it out. And when I tell you she lives in a small town, it's actually considered a township. So it's not like a city. And it's basically a spot in the road. And it is in the middle of nowhere. It does have a post office, so it's old, but it has one. And it has a general store. And so I went and looked at some of the images. Really nice. The buildings there are, what did Kelly say? 130 years old. It looked like you were, pushed back 130 years in what construction looks like. They used to build buildings more narrow and up instead of out. But yeah, it looks like it has a railway that runs through the town. And apparently the town, what I read about the history part of it, the name of the town has changed like 3 times, if I remember what I read correctly. And it goes all the way back into the early 1800s. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff there. And Kelly, I'm confused. So is the general store open? Do you run the general store? I know you said that was also your home. Hey, my cool, how you doing? Oh, that's great. I'm glad you enjoy yourself. It was fun yesterday playing trivia, and I like to do it. But what I find is sometimes if we do it too much, then the fun goes away. Hey, Lord Scone, how's it going, man? Donna's here. Thank you for joining, Donna. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's about 6:16. We've given everybody a minute or two to grab their coffee, and do all that fun stuff. So a couple of things happened yesterday. But first, before we go any further, I want to, this is another taste test for the Mosh protein bar. And this is the chocolate brownie one, which is the one that I've been waiting for, because I'm like, who doesn't like a chocolate brownie? Give me a thumbs up for that and tap on the screen. I love chocolate brownies. And, you know, if you can fool yourself and think you're eating a chocolate brownie and getting all the protein and nutrients and all the good stuff for you. Here, let me do this. So I've been giving everybody my opinion on what I thought they tasted like. You know, what was my first initial thought on the taste. And so far, I can tell you guys, I mean, I've eaten a lot of different protein bars, and I haven't had one of these that I thought tasted bad. All of them have a really good taste. And you know, if you've ever ate a protein bar, El Chef, hey, how's it going? If you've ever ate a protein bar, some protein bars just have that, either don't have much taste to them. If you get one that tastes really good, it's high in sugar. That's not the case for these. These are low in sugar, high in protein, and they're packed full of nutrients to support brain function. So yeah. Oh man, look at this. I'm gonna slide it out. This even looks like a brownie. Doesn't that look like a brownie to you? Look there on the side. And you know, there's nothing like having a brownie with a hot cup of coffee. I mean, that's probably not the best thing to start your day off with if you were eating a real brownie, but this definitely looks like a brownie. Let's see what it tastes like. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? Well, once again, they don't disappoint. That initial taste reminds me of a chocolate brownie. Crisp, like it had, you know, this doesn't have nuts in it, but it has crisp in it, which mimic, like, you know, if you have, some people don't like brownies with nuts. I like brownies with chopped pecans in it. Chris likes chocolate covered crickets. I don't know about that. Hey, John, how's it going? Good morning, everybody. Ryan, hey, what's up? Tar Heel Girl, hey, how you doing? So anyway, y'all know what I think. If you do decide you want to do something with a protein bar, check this one out. So far, I've tried all 6 flavors now, I think. I can't think of a flavor. Well, there might be one other flavor that I haven't tried yet, but I'll look at it, and if so, then I'll try it tomorrow. But so far, I definitely give their protein bars a thumbs up. They have good taste to them. So if you buy them, you know, sometimes you'll buy a protein bar, take a bite and go, this just tastes so bad, I can't even eat it. You won't have that problem with any of their protein bars. And you'll be supporting Alzheimer's research at the same time. So, here's the other thing that came in. Let me get up and grab it. Because I had some people say that they had never seen this before. So Super Clean is a U.S. company here, and I've done several promo videos for them in the past. And they make, this is like a all-purpose degreaser cleaner. See? And you can get this on the TikTok shop. It is on the TikTok shop. I don't know if they have the aerosol can, but they make several different products. This is the main one. I like the aerosol part of it too, because like if you want to clean your oven, stove, or the top, and like maybe you fried some catfish or a steak or something like that, and you know stovetops just get grease on them, period. It doesn't matter. But these do a super good job cleaning. And my wife is like, she cannot have any smudge or anything like that on there. And here's the fun part about this. This degreaser, the area that you spray, doesn't have to be hot. It can just be cold. You can also, and this is what I use it, this is one of the main things I use it for, is if you want to clean your, degrease your engine bay, just take some of this. You don't have to heat up the engine. Most of the time when you're using like a engine degreaser and you're gonna clean your engine and that bay where your engine is, they tell you, hey, warm it up a little bit, then spray the degreaser on it. Nope, not with this one. You just spray this directly on any areas where you want grease, grime, and dirt dissolved, and boom. Let it sit for a minute or two, and then hit it with just regular water or pressure. If you have a pressure washer, it's usually what I do it with. But anyway, so they're going to be sponsoring a giveaway too. And so if you've never used this product before, just to let you know, we're going to have a giveaway with Super Clean. And I'll tell you something else they make too is, I don't know how many people still wash their own vehicles. I usually do in the summer and spring, because I don't want to pay, somebody $25-30 to wash my truck when I can do it myself. And I usually do a better job. Is they make a foaming wheel cleaner. It works really good. And again, on the, how you get brake dust and all that stuff around your wheels and stuff, man, it just cuts right through that. You spray it on there, let it sit there for a few minutes, and then just take a water hose and rinse it off, and then just wipe your wheel clean. So yeah, it's a great product. And the last thing, and probably one of the things that at my house gets used for a lot, is cleaning the barbecue pit. You don't think about when you're cooking ribs and smoke and stuff. You kind of get that greasy or smoke film on your pit, and I just wait for it to cool down, spray it down, take a paper towel, wipe it down, and it helps keep it clean, because that greasy film on your barbecue pit over time breaks down the finish on it, and then you end up having some kind of rust here and there. But anyway, so I use it for that, and it does a lot of stuff. If you get a grease spot, a oil spot, you have a car that's got maybe an oil leak, and it dropped a drip or made a spot on your driveway, oil spot, you can take that, soak that down. Don't wet the spot, but just immediately treat that with Super Clean. Let it sit there a few minutes, then take you a little nylon brush, and you'd be surprised it'll take that grease spot right out of the concrete. So it's a super good degreaser, and this is a concentrate. This can be diluted 16-1. I never dilute it for the most part, because where I use it, I want it full strength. But two, if you have somebody who and I tried this and it worked. I was kind of stunned. If you have somebody that works like maybe in the oil field, or maybe they're a mechanic and they got work pants and they come home and those work clothes are greasy and grimy, you can take like a 1/4 cup of this and mix it with your laundry soap. And, of course, most people, if they have that type of laundry, they wash that separate from their other laundry. And you can put that in with your laundry and just wash your clothes, and it makes a huge difference in getting all the grease stains out of your work clothes and stuff. So that's just one of the few things Super Clean does. And we are going to have a giveaway. I just need to talk to their marketing person one more time just to confirm exactly, what items would be given away. And anyway, so that's going to be one of the next giveaways. It won't be this one, and it won't be the following because I have something else I want to give away. And coming up, because you think Dave's Shop, tools and stuff, I have a vendor that's sending me something. And would I call it a tool? I'd say it's a toolbox organization item. And I have one in my toolbox, and they work perfect. So that's something that I'll be showing you in the future, also for a future giveaway. Let me look around here. Look around. That's it. That's all I got. Let me just catch up on Rule by Saturn. Hey, Grand Rising. So that's funny. I did have a meeting with YouTube yesterday. Something I found out. So, and I think I've told y'all, is I'm a part of, hey Jasper, how you doing? I got invited to join a boot camp, which is just training that YouTube provides, and it's free. And I have picked up a couple of little smidges of information from it. They have some really good features coming out. But the one thing I learned during yesterday's meeting was when you stream, now this is not for TikTok, but on YouTube, when you stream vertically, which is what YouTube is really pushing right now from a mobile device, your live gets placed on what they call the short shelf. And so it gets a lot of views. You get a lot of views on your video, which is what everybody's looking to do. But if you shoot that same video horizontally, you get less views, but you get paid. You make more money on the live because they can run more ads and full ads, whereas on a short they can't. Or on verticals, they can't. It's limited. It's just how they pay for your time. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what am I here for? Well, I want to build followers, and it's been going gangbusters because all of you've shared and liked and told other people. So the followers are continuing to grow. We have a goal of 10,000 right now. We want to get to 10,000 followers on TikTok, and we want 10,000 followers on YouTube, because for an affiliate, for some reason, that's the magic number. Companies begin to reach out, and maybe we can get a sponsor for this show. So anyway, that's what I learned yesterday, and I'm still mulling over how I'm going to handle that. Where me being me, I want the followers and the views, and I also want to be able to generate the ad revenue, because that, let's face it, if you've ever done this, you could spend a whole lot of time creating videos and content, and if you can be compensated for your time, that's definitely what you want to do, or that's what I want to do, and this is what I want to do. From now on, I don't want to have to go back and take another job. I want to be able to just do this and draw my Social Security. My wife has a pension. We have investments. And if I could do this, man, wouldn't God be good? And I know He is good, because today is Thursday, and I want to throw it out there. We have Thursday night Bible study at 6:30 Central Standard Time. Ed leads the Bible study. It's always it's a kind of a round table, but there's no table. It's just a bunch of guys sitting in the garage. But it's open to men, women, whatever. You can pop in and listen for a while if you want. Great time. It lasts about an hour. And you can just sit and listen and reflect if that's, what you want. It's not like we're not conversing a lot. Ed's doing most of the talking and everybody's just listening, but he does engage some people that are right there on site, and he'll talk to you some in the chat. So if you'd like to join our Bible study tonight at 6:30 Central Standard Time. It's always interesting, a good learning block, and good for you. Anyway, so there we go. Let me see. Let me catch up over here. That seemed to work for the garage bus last week. More views? Really? Oh, see, just so you know, Ed and I had been talking about it, and he mentioned the fact that he did a Bible study, and he's probably been doing a garage Bible study for a while, way before me, before he and I met. And when he said that, I was like, wow, you ought to stream that. And so luckily he thought about it, and then he decided that, Mark, thanks, man. He decided he would. And so, we're kind of like feeding off of each other, and he's, of course, does a phenomenal job leading a Bible study and making it interesting and understandable. Maybe, you don't, read the Bible every day, or you don't understand what all the verses mean or where they take you, but Ed does a super good job of explaining and bringing it into, current times, hey, this is what they're talking about way back then, but this is how it applies today. And so he does a real good job with that. And him being a professional radio and podcaster and all of that, he's been doing this a long time. So come join us, even if you just want to come check it out. 6:30 tonight, Central Standard Time. So make sure you come join us there. All right, let me see. Wouldn't assume 67 months is your concern anymore, my friend. Well, that's not true. I don't think people realize, and of course, as far as investing your money and saving for retirement, we're kind of going through a change. People that, and of course, I can't keep up with like a baby boomer, a Z, a Q, you're a this, a that, or whatever. But whatever generation you're in, the younger generations today what they have as investment a lot are the 401k or a Roth. And my father and some of us older guys, our fathers, all had pensions. And some of us may still have pensions, but pension systems are very few and far between. There's only certain types of jobs that still have a pension at retirement if you make it to that point. Elevator 8220. Are you David? Yes, I'm David, Elevator 22. Mark, yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. So, everybody needs to, all I can tell you is I think if you are doing your children a disservice if you don't show them and start them on investing their money the day they turn 18. And if you can afford it, open up an account. You be the lead on it. You let them be on the account with you. And when they turn 18, you turn it over to them. But you got to teach them how to save. And that money always comes out. You don't touch it. You leave it alone. That's, some people look at it as emergency money, but nope. It's got to be just like the money you pay the IRS that you never get back. Once it's gone, you just learn to live on what's left. And it takes a long time, but time is where you gain. That's where you gain. And when you retire, I've said it a couple of times, there's two things you need: money, because you need to maintain your lifestyle, and 2, your health. And you're like, well, which one's more important? I'm beginning to think that your health is probably more important than money, because let's face it, if you're sick, flat of your back in a bed and you can't do anything, what difference does it make if you got a lot of money or not? But if you're healthy and you can travel and you can, when I say that, if you're healthy and have money, I don't mean that you're going to go on a cruise every other week. You're going to have the best of the best, but you're going to be able to feed your family, keep a roof over your head, and not be stressed about how am I going to pay the bills every month. So, and that's, I'm not a financial advisor. I have one. I've had one for 20 plus years. I've had people tell me, oh, you're paying them money, you could do it yourself. I tried doing it myself, and I can tell you, I don't have time to keep up with all the changes in the market, or know what to, how to move the money around to maintain the most and make the most money with it. And that's why I pay a financial advisor to do it for me. So just my opinion. But yeah, teach your kids early how to save and invest. And, my wife was always saying, she goes, well, you got to have money to spend today. I said, yeah, but what if you live till you're 100? You don't want to be eating cat food. So you kind of got to balance that out. Take care of the stuff today, but save a little for tomorrow. Even if you're only saving $25 a month, that you'd be surprised what that turns into after 40 years. So there you go. All right, let's see. Let's move on. Good job, man. So. Oh man, I love it. But Genesis 3:15, going to look at that and others tonight. Garage sanctuary. All right, yeah. So Ed's, we're going to be talking about Genesis verse 3, chapter 3, verse 15 in the Bible study tonight. So there we go. Thanks, Ed. Grandpa gave me great advice. This is from My Cool 27 on YouTube, to buy bullion in the 70s. Well, that's gold, right? So now I'm retired early. Silver is down at the month. If you want a good investment, buy physical silver. Yeah, I've heard that. But so far, so good. So there's my 2 cents worth for what it's worth to you. And I know everybody's like wondering when we're gonna do the. See, this is everybody who put their name in the hat for the raffle for the Benchmade. So we can talk. We can keep talking, chit chatting. And I can hold off on this. I was thinking that we'd wait till like 7 a.m. and we'll draw for the knife then. So I just like to keep, showing people like, hey, we really are going to draw for this. And I'm excited. I'm excited about being able to complete my first giveaway. I know yesterday I spent some time looking at other creators and how they do giveaways and handle it. And, some people it's really intense, and other people it's just very simple, kind of like what we did. Hey, send an email, do this, do that. We're good. You have to be 18, blah, 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 blah. Got to follow all the local laws and all that fun stuff. It's too bad that something as simple as me wanting to give you something has to have all this legal jargon behind you to protect yourself. That's kind of makes me wonder. Drum roll. Lucky dip draw. No, not yet. Let's see here. Was this AFD Frankston Suds West? AFD, stay strong with the United States. Yep. Great. That's great. So we did play trivia yesterday, and that was fun. So let me ask you this: did everybody on the live? Did you see the post for Well, there's two of them. One of the posts, the question, it was a question of the day, I believe, and it asked about, like when you go to Walmart or the grocery store or whatever, and you got a cart and you take it back to your car and unload your cart in your car. If you actually return the cart to the cart return, or do you just like push it up on a curb and or just leave it right there halfway in the parking space? And I know I've seen people do it all the time. Of course, my personal feelings is you should always return them to the cart return. And if the closest one is full, go to the next one. And if you have to take it all the way back up to the store, then you do. And that extra walking exercise never hurt anybody. Me personally, I have a habit. I park far out in the parking lot and I walk to the store because it just adds steps to the day. You get a little more exercise. My wife hates it, but I started doing it years ago, and I continue to do it. And I do it for a couple of reasons. One, you get some extra steps in for the day, and two, you're a lot less likely to have somebody park right next to you and slam their door into your car. And so that's kind of why I do it. Yeah, it helps with the door dings. Oh man, probably the maddest I think my wife has ever seen me is we were in a grocery store parking lot and sitting in the truck, or no, it wasn't in a truck. It was in her car, and we'd been sitting there. I think my daughter had run into the store for something. A guy pulls up next to me in a beater, and everybody doesn't have a brand new car. I understand that. But I mean, he doesn't see that I'm sitting in the driver's seat next to him. And he opens his door and slams it into my car. Not once, but 3 times. And trust me, it was all I could do to keep from getting out and physically attacking that guy. And so, yeah, I always say, be courteous. Don't do something stupid like that. And then, some people, they just don't think. And the other thing is the other time it happened to me is I had a brand new pickup, first brand new car, vehicle I ever owned. And I went to the grocery store with my wife, parked it in the parking lot. I come back and there's one of those metal baskets in my driver's side front door, and I have a huge dent and a scratch, and there's nobody around. So that means somebody didn't put their card up. And what I see most of the time is about half the people return the carts and the other half people just put them wherever. So anyway, just a little kind of pet peeve of mine. Put your dang carts up. Always return. That's good. Somebody sent me a message when I posted that too, that they were handicapped. That's a whole different story if you're handicapped. Because, most of the places anymore, if you're handicapped, they have the little battery powered ones. Well, you can't just push those. Those things are pretty heavy. So if you do run out of battery, you're kind of toast. Law of Nigeria. Okay, that's funny. You use them. That's fair. Yep. What's this? Ryan asked on TikTok, you ever seen cart narcs? Cart narcs. No, Ryan, I don't think I've ever seen a cart narc. I've seen a few Karens every now and then. I just, it's one of those things it's just kind of one of my pet peeves, and I've had some bad experiences there, and I hate parking lots. And, the thing is, if you have an accident in the parking lot, you're on private property. Guess what? It's all on you. And so if somebody's not paying attention, they back into your car, your fault, my fault, nobody's fault. Guess whose insurance is going to get claimed on? Yours. So, yeah. And Chris can attest to that if you ever have a wreck on private property, nothing you can do. I know. That's why I park my truck way out. People go, "God, how old's your truck?" I said, it's 1939. No, it's not that old. But the last truck I had, I kept it 19 years. And, you know, I took good care of it. And even though it was 19 years old, it was something that I took care of. And I didn't want somebody damaging my vehicle. And nobody wants anybody to damage their vehicle. Everybody works really hard to have a vehicle. Vehicles are expensive. So, yeah, be kind. Think about somebody else and their car, and put your carts up, and just be courteous and be careful in a parking lot. If you have an accident, what does Chair Sitter say? Do you ever put WD-40 in your shopping cart wheel so they don't scream? No, Chair Sitter, I don't think I ever have done that, but that's a good idea. Just carry a little can of WD-40 and spray the wheels. I always like it when they get new carts, because they roll real smooth and they don't have a flat spot where you're pushing. It's like click, click, click. So yeah, that's funny too. All right, I never knew that. Private property. Huh? Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I not right, Chris? Is if there is a vehicle accident on private property, your fault, my fault, nobody's fault. Each person involved in that accident is responsible for their own insurance. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that, because you can't issue a citation for being on private property if there's an accident. Is that right, Chris? The reason I'm asking Chris is because he's a retired DPS officer, and he's still a peace officer. And if you want to learn some of the laws in Texas, go give him a follow and listen to his videos, because he explains all kinds of different laws of, you know, when you have to have a seatbelt on, do you have to have a license? I mean, he can. And if you have a question about a specific law in Texas, you can ask him, and I bet he'll do a video for you. Pretty much, there's a few laws that apply on private property. See, there you go. I knew it was something and you know, just from experience over time, that if somebody hits your car in the parking lot, and you can, and even unless that person says, hey, it was my fault, here's my insurance. And I can tell you, there ain't very many people with that much character that would actually do that. Me, if I backed into somebody's car and it was my fault, I would give them my insurance. But a lot of people won't do that this day and time. Wisconsin Fishing, good morning. Morning, guy, good morning. What does this say? Yes, thank you for sharing. I thought that was always the case in Pennsylvania. It's always on you since it's a no-fault state. Yeah. There you go, Jerry. Not only will I give them my insurance, I'll wait for the officer to show up. I don't know. So a lot of times in this day and time, at least around here, if you have an accident on private property, the police won't even show up. They won't even roll on that call, because in Texas, used to, police officers would determine fault. They would write an accident report, and they would say, you know, car B hit car A, and it was car B's fault. But the insurance companies fought that, and other people fought that same thing in court. So they don't do that anymore. If they do show up, they're going to tell you, hey, you know, y'all can share information if you want to. You need to call your insurance company. You need to call yours, and the insurance companies will work it out. And if you call your insurance company, they're like, hey, don't worry, we're going to take care of you. And, you know, initially they used to tell you, hey, we'll take care of the argument with the other insurance company, but they don't. They're not going to spend any more money, even if you're right and the other person's wrong. They're just going to pay to get your car fixed, and they're going to let that other insurance company slide, because they all, I think, have an agreement that they're not going to get in lawsuits with each other, because it just costs them more money, and it's cheaper. DPS won't work crashes on private property. There you go. Right from a certified peace officer in Texas. DPS, Department of Public Safety, does not work crashes on private property, and local police departments don't do it either. And you can call them, but I can tell you they will not send an officer. The only time they'll send anybody is they'll ask, is anybody hurt, and do you need an ambulance? And they might send the fire department, and they would send you an ambulance, but they will not send a police officer unless they're just bored and don't have anything to do, and then maybe they'll show up. Or if they're just driving through the Walmart parking lot, they might come check it out. I'm from York, South Australia. Okay, my friend. Hey, my cool, all the way from Australia. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us early. Well, it's late at night for you. What time is it there, my cool? Hence why supermarkets always have a private property sign out front. Yeah, absolutely. Casey, good morning. How's it going, buddy? Casey's our over-the-road driver. He was headed towards, I think, Florida. Are you in Florida yet? Good morning. Big Bird joined. Hey, Big Bird, what's up, man? And so, you know, again, I'll ask everybody, if you're new here, if you haven't subscribed to the channel or on either TikTok or YouTube, that's the one free thing you can do is hit all the buttons. It's just as important to share the live as it is to subscribe and hit the little hearts and that type of stuff. And people who joined this live on YouTube, since I got in with a YouTube boot camp, I can tell you that there's a lot of new features coming to lives, like different, and some of them, you know, my personal opinion is I think they realized that TikTok handed them their hat, and so it's kind of the old monkey see, monkey do. If this monkey over here is doing really good, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to mimic what he's doing to be successful. And so I think they're looking at a lot of the things that TikTok has done, you know, promoting lives and that type of stuff, and they're adding those type of features. So I think it's good because then we got, you know, two platforms that are competing. Thank you for the subscribing, Michael. I appreciate that. I used to work over the road, hated it. Hats off to the truck drivers. You're right. Casey, I'm telling you, he's been all over the United States since he started driving over the road. He's been you know, North Dakota, South Dakota, Florida, all over Texas, up the East Coast. And this winter, he's driven in some really bad weather. So yeah, everybody give Casey a heads up. If you're on TikTok, go give Casey a follow. He usually does his lives at night from his truck. And so if you want to get real life perspective to what it's like to live out of a long haul truck and travel the United States, you need to go join his lives. You'll get a firsthand view of that. Dave, are you in Del Rio? Andy, no, I am not in Del Rio. So I'll tell you the quick story. In Del Rio, there is a feed store, and it's this one. It is Del Rio Feed and Supply. They have a Facebook page and some other stuff. And I think they're even on, if you want to look them up, they're on TikTok. And I sent them a letter. And anyway, I buy their hats because I like how their hats fit me. And they're the only one with a hat. And these hats are made by Richardson, which is here in the United States. And they fit well. They look good on you. And if you have a watermelon head like me, that's just the cap that I think looks the best when I wear them. And I wear a cap every day because I don't have any hair, as you can see. And when it's 100+ degrees outside, my little sensitive bald head gets sunburned. I've been to Del Rio several times. That feed store sells caps, clothes, and of course, you know, the obvious feed. Real nice people. I don't know them personally. I've just been there a couple of times, going down to South Texas for some hog hunting the last couple of times. Been a few years since I've been down there. And before they had a website and before TikTok and a lot of other stuff, they were one of the few places, small businesses, that you could send them an email on their Facebook page, and they would send you a picture of the rack where they had all the hats, and you could take it and kind of like circle the ones you wanted and send it back to them, and payment, and they would ship them. They'd ship your hats, and I probably have a lot, 20 or 25 of these Del Rio hats, and I get asked about it all the time. Hey, are you from Del Rio? No, I'm not, but I like their hats. And I tried to get them to be a sponsor of the show and donate some hats to us. So maybe they'll see this live on TikTok or YouTube, and donate some hats. But I mean, I wrote them what I thought was a very professional letter, asking them if they would consider, promoting or sponsoring the show for a week or two. And I never even got a response from them like, no, you're a joke, nothing. I got nothing from them. So I'm kind of disappointed in them. I do still like the hats though. So yeah, there you go. That's the story of my cap. Yeah, you do. If anyone, I mean, if you're slick-headed like me and you ain't got any hair up there, you do not want to get the top of your head sunburned. And when I was younger, I worked with a guy, and he was a fair-skinned guy. His name, his God-given name was Everett Peel, but everybody called him Pinky. And he'd been in sales all his life, and he was one heck of a salesman, and traveled all over Texas and different parts of the United States. Worked for Penske truck leasing for years and years, or not Penske, I'm sorry, Ryder Trucks is where he worked. But at the time, he was probably in his mid 70s, and it was when I was in the coffee business, and he was my kind of right-hand person, and I learned so much from that man. And one of the things I saw him go through is because he was fair-skinned when he was younger, he played semi-pro baseball, and he didn't wear a cap some of the time, and he got some pretty bad sunburns on his head, and it turned into skin cancer. And I mean, I saw him dealing with that in his older age. And he told me, he said, whatever you do, he said, I don't care how funny you think it is. He said, wear a cap. And so I took his advice, because at that time I still had a little bit of hair, but now I don't. So I do wear a cap a lot. They should sponsor. I wish they would. If you go check them out, I mean, go check out their TikTok page. Go check them out on Facebook. And they do some stuff, but like I said, I don't know who's in charge of their marketing. And I don't know somebody specifically to talk to. But yeah, it would have been nice if I could got them to sponsor. But I have a backup plan. I have with Super Clean. They've reached out to me multiple times over the last few years, and asked me to do different things with them. And I don't think we're best buddies, or they think I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, but they keep coming back. And so I was thinking about writing them the same letter to see if maybe they would like to sponsor the show. And, what do you ask for? Well, I don't know, samples, money. I'm not real sure exactly what sponsors provide. Some I know pay big money to have you mention their product on your live stream. So, but I'm not really greedy. I mean, I just would like having a sponsor, because it's just one step forward to growing the live stream. It's a song of a wife waiting on her guy to make it home safe. Yeah. About the life of This is so my cool 27 from Australia says this is a puzzle. How come when we take a photo, text is readable the correct way around? However, in the video, text is backwards. Well, there's settings for that. You see you don't see. Somebody brought that to my attention on TikTok last week, and I just guessed I hadn't paid any attention to it. And, they're like, hey, you need to change your webcam around and fix that so that it's, after the live was over, immediately I start looking. And what I found out is it's not the webcam, it's in the TikTok studio software. There's a place where you can click a button and boom. And so now when you see the background behind me, you're able to read it and it's not backwards. And on mobile phones, if I understand correctly, it's like you have to put the camera on selfie mode. And I've made that change on the cell phone too. But anyway, that's what I know about that. Oh man. Okay. It's 7:02 and it's time for the drawing. So, just so you know, I want everybody to see all the names in the hat here are all on the same color. I used these little Post-it notes to write everybody's name on, and I think I tried to respond to everyone's email, letting them know that I got their entry. So, without further ado, I'm gonna make sure everybody can see. I'm gonna hold it up here. I'm not gonna look. And I've shaken it all around, and I'm gonna pull out a name. So here we go. Drum roll. Let's see who won the pocket knife. And the winner is Lance Fenner. Lance Fenner won the pocket knife. And I'll show you, everybody. Here, let me show you. Lance Fenner. Lance Fenner. That is the winner of the pocket knife. Now, if you didn't win this drawing, I'm going to put this right here. Whoop. Don't be discouraged, because I'm fixing to show you what the next giveaway is going to be. And we're going to start that giveaway on Monday. So starting Monday, you can start sending me an email if you're interested in this. And this is a wireless headset. Okay. The one I reviewed on TikTok, and I'm going to give it away. You can, it's great to connect to your cell phone. I mean, everybody's probably seen one of these, right? I'm going to open it up just so you can see what you get with it. What I really like about it is it comes in this really nifty case, and you can see. There you go. So it's over the ear. It's got a mic on it. It's Bluetooth. And it's got some extra earpieces depending on what size your ear is, so that you can make it fit really comfortable. This part right here is like a little LED. And so this is where you can see how well it's charged, like at 100%. It comes with a little USB-A to USB-C charging cable. So anyway, that's what we're giving away next. Hopefully everybody had as much fun giving away the pocket knife as I did. I hope you did. And like I said, even if you didn't win this one, that doesn't mean that you won't have a chance to do some others. And I'm going to continue to do these as long as, I guess that's supposed to go on the bottom maybe, as I get products that I think, people would like to raffle off. And I do, like I said, I have one coming. I just saw it last night. I got an email. It's from TikTok, a vendor there. I'm going to do a review on it, and then I'll actually show it to you. And I have it in my toolbox, and it's great for organization. And I think that'll be also a good item to give away. I've got 3 or 4 things. So, we're going to have lots of giveaways between now and then until I run out of stuff to give away. So yeah, I'll send Lance Fenner a email, and hopefully he'll respond with the rest of his information, and then I will ship it out to him UPS. That way he has a tracking number and all that fun stuff. There we go. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. Okay, well, be careful, Kelly. Kelly's got a doctor's appointment she had to go take care of. I do have electricians coming today, sometime between 8 and 9, having some older light fixtures replaced inside the house. I'm having some extra electrical out here in the shop done. And it's just something that I've been wanting to get done for a while, and it just kind of fell into place. I use an electrician, and I give the guy's name out all the time here locally. Thank you for the fan club deal. Appreciate it. Is super reasonable, and he stands behind his work. We had him install some can lights in our kitchen area 5 years ago. And he told us when he installed them, he said, these lights come with a lifetime warranty, and they have had to change every one of those can lights out at least once. And they've never charged us another penny, not a service call, nothing. Pick up the phone. Hey, got one out. Yep, we'll be there tomorrow. And they show up, change out the light. Thanks. Have a good day. Anything else? And so I've had them do several different jobs. This house had some fluorescent lighting in the closets, and I had them upgrade all of that to LED. Again, very, very reasonable. And I've worked with a lot of electricians that charge way more than this guy charges. And anyway, they do a good job. So if you ever find a good plumber, electrician, or anything like that, man, stick with them and share their business for them. So, because it's always good to have those people in your phone. You never know when you need a good plumber. And that's the one thing I can say. AI will not ever take a plumber's job or an electrician's job or a heavy equipment person's job. So if you're in the trades, you're probably safe. And if you've been watching the news lately, there are a ton of companies that are laying off workers in lieu of using AI. I know just last night, the local newspaper here, Austin American Statesman, and they have a union there, I guess. I didn't know that, but they're fighting layoffs due to AI because the newspaper wants to use AI to write articles instead of reporters. So yeah, nuts. Ed, have a good day. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tonight at 6:30. Casey, Dave. Okay, so Casey's he won't get to Florida till Saturday. But he was coming out of Northern California over into North Dakota, and then I guess down to Florida. Although, he's going from West Coast to East Coast basically, and that's a pretty good pull. Good night, my cool. Hey, man, thanks for joining us. Come back. Like I said, make sure you like, share, follow. All of that's free. We're here weekdays, 6 a.m. We usually go to 7:30, depending on the conversation where we go. We're going to have a lot more giveaways, so that's always fun. Finn 0327, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. And like I said, if you're new here, man, keep coming back, because this is a place to start your morning. I'm not selling anything like you see on a lot of lives. We're just here to start your day, have a cup of coffee together. We talk about world events, sometimes religion, sometimes politics. We try to stay away from politics for the most part, but occasionally the conversation takes us there. We talk about sports, all kinds of stuff. How to fix this, what to do. We have people give advice, get advice. We have a Lutheran minister that joins us, a Texas peace officer. We have, I was surprised I didn't see George this morning. Roy, how's it going, buddy? Politics are touchy. Yeah, Roy, you're right. Politics and religion can be touchy. So we try to limit most of that. Well, I lost my train of thought here. But anyway, it's just like going to the cafe, sitting down with your buddies and having a cup of coffee and starting the day. What was this? Who did you go for in the Super Bowl? Finn, I picked the Seattle Seahawks to win. And I didn't really have a team that I was 100% behind, but watching, being a football fan, predominantly college football, but I do watch the NFL too. I saw that, what I thought was the better team was the Seahawks, and they pretty much proved it from the get-go. They came out. I mean, it was a tough defensive game, but you could just tell they had that little bit of an edge, and the longer they played, the more of an edge they had. And so, yeah, I picked the Seahawks to win. Dylan, good morning. Yeah, and so if anybody's just now joining and missed the drawing, Lance Fenner is who won the Benchmade pocket knife, and I'll be sending him an email here later today to gather his information so that I can ship it to him, which is absolutely free. Anything you win here, I pay the shipping. You pay nothing. No purchase necessary. You have to be in the United States, and you have to be 18 years old. So follow that. If you meet those criterias, then there you go. And don't forget, Monday, starting Monday, we're giving away this wireless headset. Casey? I know Casey's like, oh, really? So how you get this wireless headset, how you get entered is you send me an email to Dave's Shop 2@gmail.com. And in the subject line, you can type in wireless headset, or you could type in giveaway, raffle, something so that I know that that's what the email's for. And all I need is your first and last name. Just like you saw here, I write the first and last name, and we do the drawing. And then whoever wins it will be shipped to them at no charge. No purchase is necessary, just other than got to be in the United States, got to be 18, and you have to submit your entry that way. You can't take them via comments or private message. It has to come via email to that email address. That way we keep it straight. Casey, send me an email. I know you can send an email from your phone. We're just starting it Monday, so you got plenty of time. Usually so here's kind of my thought is we'll give it a whole week, and probably into the next week, and we'll do it just like we did this week. So starting Monday, you can start. Yeah, exactly. Mary Whitmire 290 just joined. Hey, how's it going? So you'll send me an email starting Monday. I mean, you can start today. I don't care, but start sending me the email if you're interested. And it'll go through all of next week, collecting entries. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at noon next week will be the cutoff. And then we'll do the drawing on Thursday during the live. And then we'll go to the next item. How about that? So everybody, thank you for all the support, the likes, follows, shares, all of that fun stuff. I hope everybody has as much fun doing the giveaways as I do. If you have a topic you would like to discuss during one of the lives, by all means, send it to me in an email, so that I can, one, I have it, and two, I check that email pretty regular so I can follow up on it and try to be prepared. If you have a subject you want to talk about in the live, like, moving forward, we can do that, and I can be prepared to talk about that subject. If you have any questions, just anything that you think that we should do during the live that might be fun. If you have a question of the day, send me your question of the day. If I use your question, I'll make sure that you get credit for it. I've asked, it's really funny because I have asked this same question on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and I've had one person send me some questions, and that was Ed. And so if you have a question, think about it. Just send it to me in an email. Like I said, if I use your question of the day, then I'll make sure that you get credit for it during the video. Whether you care if you get credit or not, I don't know, but I always like to point out the subject of the question. Who did you go for? Okay, I answered that. Y'all have a good one. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for joining us. What is that? Steppendever. Thanks from Tasmania. Wow. Thank you. We've never had anybody from Tasmania. Case or John Deere? Finn, I think it'd be John Deere. I like John Deere. Really, when I was a kid, we didn't have a Case or a John Deere. Well, we had a John Deere riding mower, but the tractor we had was a Ford, one of those small Ford tractors. And the big tractor we had was a Farmall. We had a Farmall tractor. You remember? And it was an old one. It had the single wheel in the front instead of and so you had to be really careful on that old tractor because you could turn that thing over in a minute. But I love driving that big old red Farmall. I'm not even sure if they still make Farmall tractors anymore. I know Ford does it. Well, I say that. I don't know if Ford still makes that little small tractor. I had a old, everything I had was used or old or wore out. Old Ford tractor that had a bush hog behind it, and we used it for mowing. And man, that tractor was pretty dependable, and we mowed a lot of land with that little thing. It's 27 degrees and you're in South Dakota still. Okay. What are you hauling to Florida? International. Oh, Chris, you're funny. Yeah, international. That's funny. Anyway, so guys, I got electricians coming, so it's about 7:20. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the live for now. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your support. Don't forget, today is February the 12th. So we're 2 days out from Thanksgiving. I'm just kidding. Thanksgiving. What's wrong with me? Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day is Saturday. So guys, don't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, not remembering to get a Valentine's Day card and, you know, a box of chocolate or whatever you normally get your special person, wife, girlfriend for Valentine's Day, because if you do, trust me, you will not be in a good boat. I was lucky. I live with 4 women, and I'm telling you, it was like a mailing, like I was stuffing envelopes. I had a stack like that of cards because we have birthdays in February. In this house, we have 2 birthdays in February. We have Valentine's Day, which is on the 14th, so I've got to cover all 4 of them. And then on the 16th, the wife's birthday, took care of that. And then on the 27th is my youngest granddaughter's birthday, took care of that. And yeah, so I had like a stack of cards to give out. You know, for a long time, I'd tell my wife I'm boycotting greeting cards. I said, because they're expensive and they're kind of a waste of time. And, you know, this was a question I was going to ask everybody. Has anybody ever, you know, a lot of times for me, my handwriting's it's terrible. It always has been. I'm left-handed, and the neatness of my handwriting is not very good. And the older I've gotten, I think it's gotten worse. So what I do a lot of times is I will sign a card, you know, with my name, but I find it easier to go on the computer and type the message. One, it's legible, readable, and it's, you know, all the words are spelled correctly. And then I'll print it and just cut, you know, of course, it won't be that long. On a 8x11 sheet, I'll cut the part out that I typed on, and then I fold it up and stick it in the card. For me, that works better. Does anybody else ever do that? Or do you handwrite your message? My wife has beautiful handwriting, and my granddaughters do too, and they handwrite all of their messages, and they find it funny that I type mine. I mean, like I said, I always sign the card with my signature, but the message, you know, and two, when you buy a greeting card, you know, the card itself has a message in it, but everybody always wants you to, you know, write some extra stuff in the card. And I'm just not very good at that and never have been, but I can type a pretty good message. And so I'll just type it on a piece of paper and then fold it up and stick it in the card. So they see the card, they see my signature, and then they get to read the little note that I send them. So anyway, everybody have a great and wonderful day at 7/24, 2 days from Valentine's Day. So don't get caught behind the 8 ball on that. And be back here in the morning, 6 a.m. for Morning Coffee Talk Live with Dave. Right here, 6 a.m. I will see you back here. Go do something kind. Treat people better than they deserve, as Chris says. And if you want to join us for the Bible study, it's tonight at 6:30 on Ed's TikTok channel. And he also streams it on YouTube. So stop by and check it out. I'll see you there. Have a great day.